to another session of Ensenada.com, the only place online where you can see Ensenada, Baja California in English and Espanol. I'm Mariana, and today we're going to be talking about sports fishing in Ensenada and the different types of activities that you can do through this famous sport. Here at the Malecon in Ensenada Harbor, you can find several little harbor cruises that will charge you a small amount of 20 pesos, which is less than $2. You can take a nice cruise all around the Ensenada Harbor to get to see the wildlife or to see the different activities. For example, all those anglers with their sports fishing boats coming in, or at the bait barges outside. We'll get some clips of that later today. Walking through the Malecon, at the end you're going to be able to find the Mercado Negro, which was established in 1958. Mercado Negro means black market, but it's not what it seems. It's actually a huge fish market in which we can find different species of fish and exclusive delicacies of Ensenada, like for example the guidac, or also known as almeja chiluda in Spanish, or almeja generosa, the generous clam. So right here with the people that work here in the Mercado Negro, in the black market, they'll be able to give us a little taste and see what it looks like. Quick and short fun fact. Now here with Felipe at shop number 40 at the Mercado Negro, he has the specialty, which is the guidac, otherwise known as the generous clam or the big dick clam. That you can see why. Anyway, to get to this clam, it's very hard because it's about 20 meters in depth, and most of the divers, they have to be really careful in order to avoid the bend syndrome. If they don't do this maneuver correctly, they can even die doing this activity and trying to sell the guidac. Here we have Felipe, and he is preparing a little bit of a snack to get to see what this actually looks like, or tastes like actually. I am gonna taste it. Sports fishing months in Ensenada are considered March all the way through October. Now the sports fishing species, as we mentioned earlier, is going to be yellowtail. We also have bonita, and what is the barracuda. Now when we talk about bottom fishing and those other fish, we can talk about lingcod, rockfish. We can just pretty much say that you're pulling weight up, so you'll have to be pretty careful on what spots you're going to select for either your top fishing, which is the sports fishing, or your year-round bottom fishing. For premium quality bottom fishing, there is this spot that the charter boats take you off to that's called the Banda Bank. This spot is also known as Soledad Reef, and it's located 27 miles offshore. Now in this area you can find the categories of what is red snapper, rock cod, lingcod, salmon grouper, and it's about 450 to 500 feet deep, producing a very good production, and that was pretty redundant, but you know what I mean, a very good source of bottom fish. Ask anyone here on the Malecon who is the best fisherman here in Ensenada, and we have here El Charro. Now El Charro is going to explain to us several things, but first let me just point out that when you fish off of San Diego, sport fishermen, anglers, you take about 2 days to take a tuna run. But when you come down to Ensenada and you go with one of the charters that are available here on the Malecon, like Charro for example, okay, you take only 1 day. You go at 2 a.m. and you come back the same day between 6 and 7 in the afternoon. Now Charro, what are your favorite areas to go out and fish for tuna?
You know, there's plenty places. You know, it's like you can you know, fish like 295 or double 220s, 238, lower 500, upper 500 in Hidden Bank, or you can fish this ward north to the Finger. Sometimes you find fish in the Soledad Reef. That's the other side, you know. Yeah, when the waters get warmer, sometimes you can find them there. There's nothing on the other side, you know. And you gotta find out 1 day or 2 days before you leave. Then you find out what place you want to go, you know.
Yeah, I mean every day might be different depending on the temperature, the currents. Like for example, another question for you would be like bluefin and yellowtail or dorado, and all of these species that we hear about. What temperatures or what are the best times to go out and fish them in the year?
You know, I don't know right now exactly because the time is changing, you know.
Yes.
We gotta find out, you know, when the tuna started in the temperature waters, you know, because every year is different. And then this year you're gonna start it early or you're gonna start it late, you know, for the tuna, albacore, or finish the season very late, you know.
All right.
This is,
Okay. So basically, what is albacore and bluefin tuna? They try to follow colder temperatured waters, and it depends on the year and how it's been doing. And then we get a little bit later when it gets warmer. We have dorados and yellowfin.
and
Okay.
everything sometimes, you know, they can get, you know.
Awesome.
But most is dorado, yellowtail, and yellowfin.
Prized species right there. Well, Charo, I know that you always, almost every year, you go out and fish and you do an excellent job. Everyone just says wonders about your fishing skills. So we're going to see what else we can find out on Ensenada.com regarding sports fishing. One of the backbones of Ensenada sports fishing is my friend here, Sergio Susarrey with Sergio Sports Fishing. He's going to tell us a little bit about the history of how it all started here in Ensenada. Sergio, good afternoon. How are you today?
I'm fine, thank you for having me on today.
Okay, now here on Ensenada.com, we're going to try to tell the guests that are visiting Ensenada, what was Ensenada sports fishing like, and tell us a little bit about the open party fishing.
Our office has been here in Ensenada for at least 40 or 50 years. It has been always a family-owned business. My father started the company perhaps in the late 50s. I was born in 1965, but not really involved, you know, in the business till I became at least, you know, 10 years of age. So we've been here for a long time.
So we can easily say that you're one of the best established here. You do whale watching trips, you do sports fishing charters. What are the open party fishing that I've been hearing about? I mean, what's that? What does that mean?
Open party, that's how the business really started back in those early years. Back then, the number of people, it was so big that there was enough tickets, you know, on a given day to practically sustain all boats. Okay, so it's important, and we have been trying to keep that alive, because that is really how, you know, the sports activities here in Ensenada evolve. We have been able, you know, to keep it going. We're practically the only remaining company on which you can still rely and be able, you know, to buy an open party ticket and still be assured that you will go out.
Awesome. Well, now we know where to go when we're down here at the Malecon looking for good service. So here's Sergio's, okay? So next time, we'll see you over here at the Malecon. Well, that's it for this session of Ensenada.com. We already talked about the Malecon, sports fishing, whale watching, the black market, Mercado Negro, even a really weird kind of clam that was really inappropriate at some points. But next 2 weeks, we're going to check out Ensenada.com again and see what we're up to. Bye!